Hi, Lisa. I'm glad to be here with you today for our third conversation about mental fitness.
Me too. So today we're going to discuss the saboteur-interceptor muscle and the judge. But let's start with some brief introductions. I'm Lisa Brewer, a leadership coach with Lisa Brewer Coaching. I help my clients clarify their goals and develop and implement plans so that their careers, their confidence, and their joy just take off.
And I'm Wendy McManus, a leadership coach with Connect to Potential. I draw out the true genius in my clients so they become more confident, capable leaders who create stellar results. And as we shared in our first conversation, mental fitness is the capacity to respond to life's challenges with a positive mindset instead of a negative one. And there are three core muscles that are at the root of mental fitness. They are the self-command muscle, which we covered last time, the saboteur-interceptor muscle, which we'll talk about today, and the sage muscle. And we're going to talk about that one next time. The saboteur-interceptor muscle allows us to notice when our thoughts and our feelings are being influenced by a saboteur. Lisa, I think the easiest way to clarify that concept of a saboteur is to tell them about the judge.
That's a great idea. The judge is the saboteur that every person has, regardless of their country or their culture. Some people may think of the judge as the inner critic. This self-criticism is certainly a component of the judge, but the judge is even more insidious. The judge also judges others. For example, when I am driving, sometimes I get really angry when the car in front of me is going 10 miles per hour under the speed limit. When that anger shows up, I know it's a sign of the judge. If I was curious, that would be a sign of the sage. Maybe they're carrying an injured person that they don't want to jostle, or maybe they're looking for an address.
Yeah, we have no idea what other people are going through. The judge also has a third component, and that is judging circumstances. Anytime we feel upset about a situation, especially one we can't control, it's a sign of the judge. A few weeks ago, my computer crashed. It took hours to get back up and running. I did not have the time to spare. I was stressed, I was frustrated, and it was a situation that was totally out of my control.
That is a great example of being hijacked by a circumstance. And I think it's important to point out that we aren't saying that negative emotions are bad. They're needed and they're useful. It's similar to how pain warns us to move our hand off of the hot stove.
It's so true. The negative emotions point to an opportunity. You know, when I got all wound up about my computer crashing, it was a sign. It was letting me know that I could choose to respond in a more effective way rather than letting the judge take over.
Yeah, similarly, when I get angry with slow drivers, it's a warning that I'm not building enough time into my schedule to account for the unexpected. And so now that we've talked about how to recognize the judge, let's shift to what you can do about it.
Good call. So when you notice that you're in a negative emotion, the first thing to do is name it. Name that saboteur and distance yourself from it. Say, there goes the judge again. Thanks very much. I don't need you now. You can show yourself to the door. Then do a few self-command exercises by focusing on one physical sensation like your breath or the sensations in your feet. Now, this helps to shift your brain out of the saboteur mode into the sage mode. It helps you to focus your mind. And in a future episode, we're going to go a little bit more deeply into the science behind this and why it works.
Yeah, but for now, I think it's important that we just be conscious that this shift is needed and that we have to take those very simple steps. So now that we've talked about the judge and how it judges ourselves, others, and circumstances, I think it's also important that we bring in the saboteurs. So the judge doesn't always work alone. It will pull in accomplice saboteurs. And research performed on 500,000 people across 50 countries found that there are 9 accomplice saboteurs that, along with the judge, cause nearly all of our negative emotions. And different saboteurs show up in different people at different levels of strength. These accomplice saboteurs are the controller, the hyperachiever, restless, stickler, pleaser, hypervigilant, avoider, victim, and hyperrational. And I love these names because we can all see one or more of these saboteurs in ourselves and in the people that we're close to.
It's so true. There's a great resource for learning which saboteurs might be most active in you. If you go to the Positive Intelligence website at positiveintelligence.com and take the saboteur assessment, you'll get a detailed report that can help you better understand how these characters show up in your life. The report describes the different saboteurs along with the thoughts and the feelings and the most likely impacts of each one of them. It's so much information there for you.
Oh, it is such a powerful resource because once you're aware of these saboteurs and how they behave, it's so much easier to spot them in action in ourselves and in others. Both Wendy and I work with our clients to help them take the insights from this report and put them into action. We help them develop plans for quieting the saboteurs in themselves and strategies for when they see the saboteurs in others.
Yes, and in addition to working with the saboteur report, each of us also offers a longer 6-week program that we found to be super impactful in helping our clients strengthen their mental fitness and reach their broader goals. You know, one of my clients who completed the program recently realized that she had a very strong controller saboteur, and that kept her wrapped up in the details that her team was perfectly capable of handling. As she worked to empower other people, they stepped up and the dynamic in the office improved dramatically.
That is such an amazing impact. And I had a client that had a really strong victim saboteur, and he felt like his life was caught in a rut and he wasn't moving anywhere. So during the program, he realized that he had unrealistically high expectations, and these just kept draining him. As he set more achievable goals, he took some really bold actions, gained momentum, and now he is so excited about his future.
It is so great to see those changes. And I look forward to comparing notes with you when we talk about the SAGE. And we'd love to explore these concepts further with all of you. You can reach Lisa at lisabrewercoaching.com.
And you can reach Wendy at connecttopotential.com. Until next time, we wish you all well.